Have you been in great shape before, but then your career evolved and pretty soon you're working 50, 60 plus hours a week, you're traveling and it feels almost impossible to stay in shape? That's exactly where my client G found himself. You see, he's built muscle, he's been well read, he's trained for decades, but pretty soon, 60-hour weeks, traveling 10 hours or 10 days every single month, business dinners, cocktails, you name it, these are the circumstances that he has now. And where he's really struggled is he's found himself often with an all or nothing mindset. You see, when he's all in on something, he's all, but when he's all off, he's completely off track. And the longer that he stood on this exact all in or all out type mentality, the more weight he gained and the harder it became to get back on track. And so instead of just trying to find the perfect plan when life is infinitely chaotic, she came to me and we handcrafted an approach that was built specifically around his hectic schedule while also factoring in the demands that he has with his career. In fact, we created two different schedules for him because there were some days when he was at home, when he had everything dialed in and he could focus on a plan. But then there were other times where he was on the road, living out of a hotel, eating at steakhouses, having cocktails almost every single night. So, what is the key to creating sustainable long term change, even when your schedule is constantly changing? It's developing an approach that focuses on progress, not perfection, that helps you improve your consistency even when life is chaotic. Because the habits and the lifestyles that we build when life is chaotic make it easier to maintain them when life is not chaotic, and you can become well equipped with the skill set that you need to handle life when it gets crazy, whether it's around business, whether it's around holidays, whatever the case. And so if you take a look at these pictures, he got absolutely peeled despite this crazy schedule. I'm going to highlight a couple things that we did. Number one, we went through our insulin reboot protocol. Gave him hard deadlines and things to focus on right away so he could be able to lose body fat, feel that momentum, and really improve the way that his body was functioning from the inside out. You see, as we gain more body fat, our insulin goes down, and our insulin sensitivity is more or less how well our body gets at breaking down the foods that we are eating and using them for fuel. So, by extension of getting him leaner and really pushing this reboot in the very beginning, he built some confidence, but his body was more effective in handling those calories from those dinners and from the times that he was traveling when circumstances weren't always perfect. But the second aspect is even more important. You see, he was great when he was dialed in directly in the gym and at home, but how could we break this all or nothing mindset? Well, it came down to the coaching side. We had to reframe what success actually looked like. You see, G was operating on this mindset that if I can't do anything, if I can't do everything perfect, I'm just not going to do it at all. And that works for a while, but then we get into our mid 30s, into our 40s, and things get exponentially harder. And so, what we need to do is we need to think about redefining success. And success was no longer being about perfect in terms of your macros, in terms of the perfect workout. It became a thing of can we consistently make progress even in the face of chaotic times? With a schedule that constantly evolves, with work demands that constantly make it difficult to maybe get good quality sleep, to de stress, so on and so forth. And so, with G, what we did is came up with a plan when he was on the road and with a plan when he was back home. And so, by extension of having these two programs working together, he was able to lose that weight. More importantly, is build a skill set to be able to keep it off. In fact, look at his consistency here. He's nailing every single walk, every single workout across the board. And that's because we were evolving the plan based on data, based on his feedback. So he could stay on track and continuously make progress even when the rest of his life was chaotic. And we even went a little bit deeper. You see, with him, because his work was so high stress and he's getting a little bit older, he had concerns about things like testosterone and cortisol and blood work. And so, one thing that we do with our coaching program is we actually incorporate those things directly in to your coaching. Because if we have a check engine light going on because you're tired, you're lethargic, you're always stressed, but we don't do anything about it, are we actually going to make progress? Probably not. Instead, it's much better to have a program handcrafted around you and around your biology, in addition to your lifestyle, if you want to create a permanent, sustainable, and long term change. So, G was like so many other guys where he is well read, he understands a lot of what's going on, but simply was not getting results despite working incredibly hard in the gym. And because of his career, though, he's also very data driven and analytical. So, what we do is we have blood work driven adjustments. We have real time progress tracking with your training, with your nutrition, with your sleep, all of these different areas to really create a full VIP experience to help you not only lose that body fat, but be able to keep it off in a way that's practical and sustainable for you. Now, The next step is not just to think about coaching, not just to keep piecemealing workouts together. The reality is your most precious resource is your time. And if you're spending 3, 4, 5 hours a week in the gym, but you are not making progress, and say your time is worth $100 an hour with your career, you're effectively wasting $500 a week by not getting in better shape by following an ineffective program. So if you want to be able to dial in, if you want to be able to look great naked without living in the gym and stay at tip top shape so you can perform your best physically and mentally, the next step is simple. Head to bachperformance.com/call. Once you're there, you're going to set up a call directly with me. We're going to break down what's holding you back and then create a handcrafted program to help you look great naked without living in the gym. All right. I can't wait to see you. Book a call now and we will chat soon.